All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Wednesday afternoon, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Great to have all of us though back here. I saw Prem Kumar just catch a nice one here on the WLDS. We'll start off with that at least. Great to see Brian though. I saw Kerry, Carlos, got Tom here just before, Bill, got all of us just joining us here back inside our live trading room. If not already, then just rejoining us here now. So great to see all of you back here now. Otherwise, all of us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. How about this? I got my phone with me here. I'm not going to show my own face on the phone, at least here, because of course we're doing this here. But always make sure that you're in tune with our streams each and every afternoon. You get the little updates there right on the iPhone. So just make sure to hit the follow and subscribe button right there at CyberTradingU on the lower left. But with that in mind, I mean, hey, great to see Kath, Wiz, Carrie, Dave, Debbie, Jeff, Brian, Lita, all of us just here. How about this? I'm going to ask everyone a quick question here just all together. How is everyone's day all together here up until this point, trading wise? If you were to kind of, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5, how is your trading day today? Just checking in with just all of us tuning in live, at least. Normally a smaller crowd in the afternoons as we do in the mornings. So maybe not as many of us here now, but a lot of us killing it, at least at this point, right? So how about this? We'll run the poll for another couple more seconds. I just want to show, if you're on social media, at least you see a lot of our members, Phil, Lee, Uday, et cetera. And then, otherwise everyone else kind of filling in the answer there, but kind of see right away, right? A lot of us doing pretty damn good. Otherwise, maybe rate yourself a 3, a 4, just at least in the plus, even if you're not hitting that home run ball. There's just so much opportunity out there for us here. The WLDS, let me just go back to this screen at least now, because the WLDS actually started off in pre-market, just another, you could say, pop and drop type of trade. It did come back down pretty hard afterwards, but wait 1 second here. Poll there for our members, just so you could see the numbers and stuff, like Kathleen, Murad, Brian, all of us just here. But yeah, I mean, stock basically WLDS basically went from 2 up to 10, 500% just in pre-market. And then obviously it's been trying to make higher lows, going back up towards that 10 level, 11 level. I have no problems adding this to our watch list right now to begin. Got like 18 screens up right now, so give me a second here. More like sorts of verklempt. All right, WLDS. Just going to put this on our list to start. Kind of hard for us not to put this on our list because it's moving back up, at least here. Strong bounce. It is a higher low. What if this ends up building the Fausto flag all throughout the afternoon, goes all the way back up here, builds that final test of resistance, and then blasts way over? What if this is just some crazy measured move? Obviously, it's unlikely, but with how it's still moving here, even on the pullback right now, if it craps the bed right now and totally reverses, then we'll wipe it clean from our list. But I'll tell you what, we'll just go right from top to bottom right now. I'm in on a couple other trades at least here. We'll update you on, but I guess we'll start off with this one at least. The EDHL. This has been my pet project all throughout the day today. Actually, I didn't even realize this thing. This thing went from 49 cents in pre-market up to a high of 288. This is actually my first time seeing that, at least. I wasn't even as focused on that crap, but just more from 7 o'clock and then going into the open here, pushed up pretty nicely. So we were focused on this all throughout the day. I'm in from 69 cents, 70 cents. That's just where we were most initially focused on it. So I took half the trade out right at like 99 cents as it was shaking around these parts, squeezed up a lot higher, and I stayed in. So I'm going to ride this thing out. What if this becomes the next 700% thing, right? So obviously my stop is set, my seatbelt's on. I know a few of us inside our live trading room did really well on this trade earlier. Even if you didn't get out at the top, you don't need to be happy with yourself with making money on this trade. Listen, if you get in from 70, get out at 99 like I did on the first half of my trade here, that's a home run, right? How often are you making X amount of percent on one trade in one singular afternoon? So, you know what? I have no problem putting this back on our list here too, actually. A little freaky of a stock. Normally, you'd want to see it closer to the highs. I think that there could be reason to see this try and make one more squeeze back up. This, though, it will need to prove itself to us here. This like JBDI thing, this thing has just been a pop and drop stock in the past. I mean, really, you could just see here, I guess, an IPO back from last year. Pop and drop, literally. So not wrong. No, but otherwise, yeah, that thing will need to prove itself to us. Going back to the others, though, at least here, Cup R, again, same deal, just dead in the water. Not dead in the water. This move is done for today, but man, congratulations to anyone that held on to Oracle or just a long term investor. I don't think I've ever really seen a mega cap stock, which I'll label this as a mega cap. I know you got your own definitions, whatever. This is a super large cap stock, mega cap otherwise. Most companies, if they report good earnings, forward guidance, etc., be like a 15% move, 20% move across the afternoon or morning, whatever. This is 34 now. This was upwards, I think, of like 50, maybe even higher earlier. It went up to as high as 345. So incredible. It's unexpected. And in fact, I don't even think they hit their earnings numbers this past quarter. It was more the guidance. It was more the comments forward going into the future throughout this year and next, likely with their AI and their infrastructure, their data, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, for right now, we're focused on other trades now for the afternoon. But we'll come back to this trade, I'm sure, in the coming days, weeks, etc. Obviously, look to see this gap partially fill over time. Wouldn't shock me if this drops back down to 300, 290-ish, maybe lower, but I'm sure in due time get more of the gap filled and then the swing bounce. This one's not half bad. PTNM. The order book is bad. This is pretty thin. So chart was looking pretty good. Not really too interested in that now. Vimeo got bought out. That's pretty interesting. Who they get bought out by? Private, or did YouTube finally swallow them up? Google? Acquired by Bending Spoons. I have no idea who the hell that is. 1.38 bill. So, they're a huge company. They're like the number 2 video sharing, video platform-esque site. Obviously, bullet number 1 is YouTube, but Vimeo has been around forever. We used to host a lot of our back-end videos on our database through Vimeo. So, just pretty familiar with it. $7.85 per share buyout. It's not going to exactly hit that price today, so pass on it now. Camp, done. GLE, done. Give me a moment here. Make sure I'm good on the live trading room at least. Andrea, Brian, all was just here. Kids going back up. This has definitely proven itself to us here. I like it. I called this out earlier for like Chuck and Kerry and a lot of our students inside our live trading room earlier that are especially familiar with this stock. Good spread, good order book. Yeah, absolutely. Just going to add this to our watch list for now. The Z, not an S. My dyslexia kicking in. All right. Anything else here looking good? It's easy to tell right away. You could just tell right away. Is it at the highs or is it not at the highs? So right away, SKBL, maybe. It looks good. Order book could be better. Spread's pretty tight, though, for right now. At least I'll add it kind of towards the back end of our list. I like the kids a lot more. We're more familiar with that one. Asset, this thing's done. Passing on that now. Air, cheap thing. We're done with that. Another buyout. I mean, listen, the whole market was moving really well earlier today. I know we had dragged back down a bit, so there could be some good short setups to work with heading into the close. I'm surprised I survived getting stopped out on Rocket just before. It squeezed back up to get me break even, but now I'm back down a few pennies. But, listen, if the market drags down, it's going to be tough for anything, larger cap to go with it, or to go against it, rather, I should say. Go make an up move as the markets are dropping. Yeah. All right. We're going to likely hop over to the losers list here, folks, in just a bit. Actually, I don't know what the hell's going on with my scan here. Oh, that's why. I got all these like cheap penny stocks on my gainers list here. I was wondering what the hell is going on. At least filtered over $1 at the minimum. Because if it's going to break over $1 and it's trending well, good momentum, then you'll see it on the graph. It'll be easy for you to spot right away. IREN. This might be one of the only ones that are looking pretty good here this afternoon. At least larger cap going against the grain. CIFR is hanging in there too. Not terrible. Avgo from earlier, this did dip back down a bit, like right around 10:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. ARM, another defense company. I know that we like this stock. Bill, shout out to you. What else we got? Riot, this has been a great trade lately. This is definitely starting to prove itself to us here. I got to take more of a look into this here because we've known Riot forever. And, it's been good to us in the past, 2020, 2017 here. It's been kind of crappy though since in this range. It's had its days in the sun where it's made some good day trade moves for us. But as you could see, though, I mean, really since the midway point of this year, pretty much a little bit before, been on a tear. It's actually breaking above local highs here, set back from the end of last year. So, there's got to be something to it. It's not just the Bitcoin or the Bitcoin mining. Maybe this company is like kind of diverging or going the other way where they're going to try and do what Iron's doing or Wolf is doing. They're going to dip into the AI data centers, maybe. Maybe they're going to dip into nuclear, perhaps. I think that Iron's big into that. You know what? I have no problem adding it here. Why not? And normally, I'm pretty pessimistic with the mining stocks heading into the afternoons. This one, though, definitely we'll just focus on. Check back in on the SPY too before we finish up. Markets were dropping off a little bit here just a moment ago. American Eagle doing pretty good here too. Wouldn't mind adding that to our list. I'm going to hang back just for a second. UEC wrapping up the gainers list first. All right, yeah, we're going to add that American Eagle. We'll add AEO at this point. Now we've got ourselves built up a pretty good watch list. I think just about 6 or 7 different trades to work with already from the gainer side. Just tap in with the SPY here, see what we got going on right now. Pretty much it's a slow burn to fill the gap on the daily, right? That's what we were talking about earlier today inside our live trading room. Pretty much just mentioning just before. Give me a moment here. Show the whole screen at least here now. But I said SPY good reversal for now, but still plenty of time to see more downside. I was focused on UVIX at the time, just one of the ETFs there, VIX. But pretty much just pointing out, we've been alluding to this SPY looking to fill more of the gap going down throughout the day. That's just where you might find some good shorts to work with going into the close. Hack, so I'm probably got to filter this by volume. 1 second. No, okay, fair enough. Game on. Ondo, this thing got beat up last night, right? Or even from the early yesterday morning, some news came out with an offering, I believe. Octo, no surprise there, down another 15%. This was down like 19, 20% yesterday, down even more today. Please, for any of our new students here, inexperienced traders, do not get stuck looking at the shiny object in the room too long, let alone at all, really, because we want you to focus on stocks that have better liquidity, better volume than this. We're here to make educated decisions with our money, right? So it definitely is easy to get caught looking at the shiny object in the room. But once they lose their momentum, big trees fall hard. This thing is just like any other stock that we've ever traded before. So as much as we're trying to make money, at the bare minimum, we got to make sure that we're always playing good defense. We always got to make sure that we have our stops set or know when, hey, we shouldn't be trading the stock. It's like tanking. It's making lower highs, lower lows. Super micro, just wrap up the loser side here for right now. This thing got beat up bad yesterday, the QS. It's actually near the lows from yesterday. So there could be thoughts of continuation going down. I wouldn't mind that at least. I'll put that on our side list. This is actually looking pretty good. Iridium Communications. Interesting. It's hard to borrow on my platform at least, but if you're able to short this stock, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. You got some congestion here, but I mean, bottom line support right around 1670s. It's at the low of the day today. Looks pretty simple and straightforward as far as just looking for more room going down. I'm going to add this to our list. I have no problem just doing that here, unless if the spread's tight. You got a good order book for now. Just because I can't short it doesn't mean I'm not going to add it to our watch list for you. If you're Andrea, Leda, if you got Quest Trade, maybe, if you got Interactive Brokers, maybe, they're really good. I don't recommend like prop firms or like, offshore stuff. That's a little suspect. I don't look down on you, but it's a little suspect. Hims had a great morning today. Wow, I guess they wiped out their move here, huh? And I don't know why this is down 3%. Change across the day. Did I run this? Oh, got to run this thing. That's why. I was like, geez, I thought. Yeah, down 36%. Okay. We're looking good. This threw me off for a quick moment here. Just got mixed up for a moment there. Sorry, folks. Yeah, I mean, otherwise, though, not a whole lot there that's looking as great. Chewy. There we go. That's nice. head back to Chewy in a bit. I'm just going to skim through just to see what other shorts we have. Anything just dropping down. That Chewy trade definitely will add. I like that one. Nice trend today. This thing's been a strong chart though, looking over the last month or so. So unless if the game plans to just fill the gap going down here, I'm not fully confident it's going to do that, at all. Let alone today. It's not going to do that today. I'll pass on this trade at least here. Actually, I saw Oscar down a bit, down near 5%. All right. So you know what? We're kind of around the 5% category already. Not a whole lot that looks that great as a short. The one that I do like the most easily here is the Chewy. The IRDM we added already. That one is pretty good, but at least Chewy's easy to borrow on my screen. So this thing got crushed. You got big support coming in here. Just last dip back from August. And then if it breaks below that over time, then you're just generally speaking, likely to see $30 around like 31, 30-ish around this area. Just a simple chart to read. All right. So all in all, folks, let me know if there's anything else that I'm missing here. Prem Kumar, nice job on the WLDS, as we've said before. He just, a second trade actually took. Nice. All right. Let me go from top to bottom, actually. So IREN, we got looking good there, Dave. CLSK has been a dead duck, right? Yeah. And Mara, right, Bri? Absolutely. This thing's just been, this was such a good, we nailed this stock a year and a half ago, or almost 2 years ago at this point, back from November of 23. I remember this like the back of my hand, aside from the name. It was either JP Morgan or it was either Goldman Sachs. You let me know. You do your research there for me. One of the two said, hey, CLSK is going to be the biggest mining stock going into 2024. Thing took off immediately off that news headline alone. And really, I mean, I guess it looked back once, but the thing was incredible to us. So, they're flavor of the day, flavor of the week at times, but otherwise, they're not always going to keep going up. Lower highs. This has just been flat for a while. Mara has been flat for a while. Riot has not been so flat for a little bit. So that's been proving itself. IREN, we know, needless to be said there. Wolf, needless to be said there of recent, and Cypher. So, you know what? If anything, you want me to add one more trade, I'll kind of tag the Cypher alongside the IREN and alongside the Riot for today. This one's not half bad. All right, what else we got here from Jeff NRSN? Take a look. Ooh, nice pop. Absolutely. Yeah, great shout, Jeff. And here's the thing, right? I always go to our students first. Jump right to Benzinga Pro as we wrap up. So likely would have found it here at some point on this list. I see the NRSN right there now. Got a couple more that we'll check out in just a bit. So yeah, great shout, Jeff. I hope you're enjoying your time with us inside our live trading room. I mean, this has been a crazy week, so it's been pretty rare for us, honestly. I mean, we're not going to just, lie. We're going to be straightforward with you here. Not that often that we get 5,000% movers like Octo. Not that often that we get 1,200% movers like the CWD trade from yesterday morning, at least. Just to mention that, I mean, at the minimum, if we can get a stock like this to go up 100%, that's pretty typical. That's normal for what we typically look for inside our room. All right, so there we go. Let's go back to the chat board right there. Good shout from Jeff. And the SKBL later we got on our list already. We did include this one on our list. In fact, now I think if I see correctly, yep. So 23,000 shares just a moment ago. We saw you now 14,000. But watch the bid there at 250 for support. We got the SKBL. I added that. All right, so we got 18 more screens up here on my monitor. So 1 second here. What do we got? MTC maybe moving up a bit. Cheap stock breaking over $1. I don't really need to focus on those as much. Already got our hands tied with EDHL and a lot of the other cheapies, so it's not really a dire need to add anything more, honestly. But yeah, I mean, look at this thing. This thing is dead. This thing is destroyed. You don't want to be a part of any of that garbage. And same to be said for EDHL. The more this fails to bounce, maybe we'll do it tomorrow, but I mean, hey, I already told you what happened on this trade for us. I clocked out on half my trade already with a really good profit. Don't need to be perfect to make money. Just put it that way, right? So if it fails to break higher, it's not a surprise. It's just gonna be like any other stock out there that just dumps. So at least for now, yeah. All right, when we're getting stocks looking like this here, folks, I think that's my cue. All in all, folks, hey, shout out to a few of us on the YouTubes right now. Made my day done, says Conk on YouTube right there. Perhaps a student of ours, maybe. But, great to have you here, Conk, on YouTube. And then Patrick as well, just joining us on X, not YouTube. I caught that actually pretty quick. On the X right there, Patrick. So, always feel free to join us at Cyber Trading U, also on X. I should always include X there as well. We stream live on X, YouTube, Facebook. We used to do TikTok for a while. I don't dance, but, we used to TikTok. How is Soon looking for currently? Great question. Love that question. Because if I can get my screens up here correctly, give me a second. I logged out of Twitter here, Patrick. So give me a second. I made a post on this earlier myself. I got my own Twitter personally just to kind of jot down my own notes. I was even talking about Klarna earlier. So at least on Soon, I wrote this. This was back from September 8th, a couple days ago. Strong bounce off that 1270 that we were looking for at the time. I'm in from 1273. Now I would like to see 1415 build out as new support. At least a decent volume profile level right there, just from trading view. So more or less throughout the day, bring your hard hat, because we've been building support over here. This was the initial bounce off the 1415 area. It's not going to be to the exact price. But since though, right, we've just been kind of laying here, right around the 1415. Much like any stock, I need to bring this up, right? Because, perhaps Patrick, you might have a lot of experience coming into, CTU and joining our streams each day. But there are people out there that don't know their left from their right. And, if the market collapses, there's not going to be really much of anything that's going to hold afloat. There's going to be pretty much everything dropping off with the market to a small degree, if not a big degree, right? So, Soon's a very strong stock. And if the markets do rip down this afternoon, it's not going to shock me to see at least 14 get tested. Obviously, I would like to see 14 get, hold, if not that exact price I mentioned to you on Twitter. This has been beautiful, though, so far today. And that post was made, back on the 10th? That was just, that was back from the 8th, I should say, in fact. So, you know your levels, right? It's all a matter of knowing your levels. Now, again, if this breaks down, it might be due to the market collapsing. So we'll see what happens going into the close. That's all. Just take it day by day. Later, as always, appreciate you. Love you. As always, simulcasting on the YouTubes. All right, so folks, hey, we're going to wrap up at least for right now, but we'll be back on the mic inside our live trading room exclusively there, taking you into the market close for the next hour or hour and 7 minutes we'll go with. So, best of luck trading, folks, if you're on YouTube, Facebook Live, etc. A couple of options if you wanted to continue our broadcast with us. If you're new to our stream, hey, we encourage you to stick along on YouTube, on X, on social media. Just go right down below and hit the follow or subscribe button at Cyber Trading U. That is our YouTube and our X handle as well. So definitely look to add us there so you're more in tune with our streams each and every weekday. But if you wanted to take the next step, join us inside our live trading room. Go right down to the link scrolling down below in blue on the bottom. A lot of B's there, a lot of alliteration. But ctu.co/trial. We look forward to having you there joining us this afternoon. And, for Grant, Leda, Bill, Prem Kumar, you got Brian, Jeff, Kerry, Dave, Andrea. Got about 97 of us joining us inside our live trading room here. So we'll be trading with them going into the market close. I'll talk to you all then.